bust it out and spread it wide.
These are dream moves. This is someone else. I'm not myself. No.
Alright, so hello and welcome to another day in my messy little life. Y'all don't know how tempted I was to press record when I was on the phone just now because I haven't told you all, but I'm in the process of moving. As part of that, I got on Groupon and I found a company, to help me get moved and settled in, right? So they had a deal. It was $275 for 2 hours. And I was about to buy it, but for some reason I thought, let me just call the company directly. I don't know why, because me and Groupon been going back for years. Although I will say I haven't really used it lately other than to get some IHOP stuff. But anyway, I called the company and I just said, how much would it be for, I don't know, 2 hours? And they quoted me at $460. Remember, the Groupon was $275, so I was like, $460? Oh, okay, that's a pretty big difference. Because I saw something on Groupon for just $275. I guess I'll go ahead and buy the Groupon. And she was like, well, you can, but bear in mind, when you get it off of Groupon, you have to pay, I think it was a $200 transportation fee or something like that, which of course would have bumped it up to $475, right? Okay. $475 versus $460. If I book it with you all for $460, I still got to pay the $200 transportation fee, so it's $660, right? No transportation fee. She said it's already included. That's when I definitely said, you might as well have just included it in the price on Groupon and been upfront, because that made me feel like if y'all are dishonest about that, there might be more that you're dishonest about. And so I call around because I'm like, I'm just going to go to another company. That even with that extra little piece of shade still ended up being the better deal. So I called them back and I was like, all right, so how do we get the ball rolling? And you have to pay a $100 deposit. The $100 deposit, of course, goes towards the final cost of the move. Cool. But I'm still worried about y'all being shady. So she said, you can pay it on the phone. Nah, send me an invoice. Send me an invoice. Glad I said that. Because now I'm looking through the invoice. I'm seeing all the fine print, which includes moving a washer and dryer. That's another $45. If you have anything like any marble top desk tables, things like that, that's an extra $45. And so I called and I said, I do have a washer and dryer, so another $45 for that. No, that's a piece. $45 for the washer, $45 for the dryer. Oh, wait a minute though. Is it front load or top load? So the washer is top, dryer is front, which really doesn't make a difference because once it clicks shut, it stays shut either way. So, and she said, oh, well, in that case, front loads are $55. Sure enough, I read along. Yeah, front loads are $55. I don't know. I don't like feeling like I gotta look for that extra thing. It's just because it's one extra thing. Moving is already stressful enough. Plus, I'm not that person. I'm so mad at me. As many times as I've moved at this point in life, you would think I got this down to a science. I don't got this down to a science. I envy people, like if I open my pantry or a closet, I envy the people who can literally just move that whole thing over. I cannot. I have to spread it out. I got to bust it out and spread it wide. And then I got to organize and figure out, no, I'm not going to keep this. No, yes, I'm going to. I cannot just contain it. And so part of that is on me, I know. I'm looking, I will not show y'all my mess, but I'm looking at my mess. I got to flip couches, take the feet off of them because that makes it easier to fit and go through and all of that. Otherwise, I do know that these moving companies will take their time on a whole lot of stuff like that. So by the time I'm ready for them to come, it's very much a pick up and just move it. That's why last year and a half or so when I moved, I was not happy with the way that company did it because that was pure ripoff. Pure ripoff and not even at its finest. But it is your business, right?
Yeah, me and my partner of mine is.
And
It's two of us.
And both of you said 12 hours for a 2-bedroom apartment seems like a justified move.
Huh?
The two of you concluded that 12 hours on a 2-bedroom apartment sounds like a pretty justified move.
Well, it generally doesn't take that long, but them having to go, they went back twice, so it's kind of like a double move.
Which is unusual because, like I said, Same 20-foot truck, 2 men moved all of that and then some in there. I even had a living room set, ornament, I had more than that. And they were still able to accomplish it.
Generally, when people move, and how
But they
long
also had
were
the
you there?
tools, 2 years. Didn't
2 years.
accumulate any more stuff. In fact, I got rid of more stuff.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure why, but they had to take 2 trips. I mean, 'cause the space,
Because they packed it poorly.
They packed it poorly.
They spent a lot of time. Oh man, let's do this. Let's readjust. Like they put it in,
Well,
they adjusted it, they readjusted it. I'm like, okay.
That's what they do. They don't want to damage. That's the number one thing we try not to do is tear your stuff up. You know, if you got back,
Oh, I had scratches
your
and
bed
dents
was
and
broke,
stuff.
and stuff like that. That's
And then you said it
That's
also
just
took a
really-
while to break down and put the bed back up. But you saw me when I was putting the bed up, right?
well. I mean, I seen you in the bed. The bed was already put together.
The frame was never broken down.
It wasn't broken down.
Never broken down.
Okay. Yeah.
So I'm forgive me, but I'm trying to distinguish where the lies are coming from. I don't know if they're lying to you or you're just lying to me. I don't know if they're lying to you or you're just lying to me. But like I said, we are getting ready to move. It was nice being here for a year and a half or so, but in the next place I'm going to, I'm actually going to rent. They keep talking about the housing market, maybe it's going to crash and all these horrible things. They've been saying that for a little while. I hope it doesn't do the crash. I just hope the interest rate goes down from what it's been. Because I think now, I think it's at 7 some odd right now. I need it to go back down because the next thing I want to get is a 4-plex. And I just want to live in one unit and have my tenants pay for the mortgage in the other 3. And then I think I'll be done. The first time I feel more confident in buying and purchasing and doing all that now. Because I know when my ex and I first bought properties, we bought like 4 houses at a time pretty much. And man, there were so many mistakes and stuff we made. Like there's nothing wrong, I feel, with renting it out to people on Section 8. But it was so, my thing, here's what happened. So we get the houses and we're getting ready to, we're preparing the houses, doing a little renovation and all that stuff. But the way I felt about it, and honestly the way I still in part feel, is that I want to rent something out that I wouldn't mind staying in. Like I don't want janky cabinets, janky fixtures and all of that stuff. I want it to be sturdy. I want it to look nice. I want it to have nice colors, things like that. And my ex was like, "You going overboard. I think this is not a home. This is a unit. You got to think of it like that. And it was a unit, a property or whatever. But I did that for all of the houses. And I think going into it like that, my feelings were so hurt at the way the people treated it. And I mean all 4. Like in one, we had, you know how you put the stove into the cabinet area, and even as I look at this, there's like a little bit of space between the cabinet itself and the stove. How about we're in there cleaning it up when that tenant moved out? We actually had to evict her, but when that tenant moved out, we're in there cleaning. I'm like, why can I not get rid of this funky smell? What is going on here? Bones, like food bones. I don't know I think it was chicken bones, shoved in between that area. And y'all know how chicken, broccoli, stuff like that just stinks forever. It's shoved in there. She had something shoved under, and I just kept thinking, oh, there's a smell here. We pulled that out, sure enough. That's what we found. And then another tenant, we found like maggots. Like that's just how dirty, maggots in the carpet, because it was just that like food and dirty and all that stuff. And before we evicted her, I remember going in there and I was like, this woman has kids. But we gave our notice, and then we went into the house because some of the neighbors were even complaining, and so about the smell of the house. So we gave our notice, we go into the house, and it was filthy. There were maggots, like I said. But then I looked in the refrigerator, and there was like no real food for kids. There was boxes of mac and cheese, and I'm like, but where's the milk or whatever? I guess they just made it with water, and so I went to the grocery store and bought a few things to put in the refrigerator because I'm like, maybe she's on hard time. I just don't know. But whatever the mother is going through, I felt like it wasn't the kid's fault. So I ended up leaving food in the refrigerator and all that stuff. When I tell you that tenant, when she left, I guess she was mad because we were evicting her. Baby, we're evicting you because you're bringing down the house. You got maggots, the doors have been taken off, walls have been kicked into the hole. Holes have been kicked into the walls. Like, it was just crazy. So we ended up evicting her, and she left some water running. Floods the floor and all of that stuff. I'm like, wow. So that's two. We had the chicken bones, the maggots, and the flooding and all of that stuff. What was the third one? She just kind of pretty much tore up stuff. She had a dog that she didn't tell us about, peeing everywhere. Like, I'm not even sure she ever let the dog out. It seemed like the dog just went all over the house. So when I tell you pet odor to that magnitude, and then the last one we had, we had gone on a vacation. Okay, so that person had moved out. I don't think we had any big time animosity. I want to say we did not evict them. They just simply moved. Cool. But we were on vacation when they did. So the house ended up sitting empty for, I want to say like 5 or 6 days, or so. It was about a week. I'm sure it was a week strong. Like, we didn't go when we were in town because we were getting ready for our trip. Then we went on the trip, we came back, and then another day or so we finally get to the house. So it's about maybe 7, 8 days, somewhere in there, but it's about a week. Ended up, we went in together and we go to one of the upstairs bedroom. There's the dog on the other side of the door. So he opens the door real quick, peeks in and shuts the door. And he was like, "Hey, I don't even think I understand what I just saw." I was like, "What do you mean?" I do a quick peek as well. The dog is chained to like a radiator. Chained to the radiator. It has so much distance that it can go. It's stuck in the room, really. There's no food in the room. There's no water in the room. The dog has had puppies. And the smell, because some of them didn't survive that. Mom doesn't have milk to provide. Like, it was insane. We ended up calling animal control, and they came and got the dog. They ended up putting that dog down. And I know people talk about, oh, don't snitch, don't, but I could not understand, how could a person do another living being like that? Did they depend on us coming back and finding it sooner? Or, I don't even know what they expected, but we definitely didn't say, oh, we're coming on such and such a day or whatever. It was just purely lock up the house, leave your keys type of deal or type of exchange. I don't know, but that was really the worst one. People say don't snitch. Man, I must have told everything I knew about that person, because first of all, that was disgusting, and secondly, people don't play about animal laws and things like that. But ooh, yeah. So you would think I'd be completely done with renting and all of that stuff, but no, not at all. But that I would say we were baptized by fire. Like, it was a mess. But anyway, when you purchase, for anyone interested, anytime you purchase a home and things like that, if you're interested in renting it out, you just have to live in it for like a year. You get all the FHA benefits and things like that, and then you can move out. So if I get the quadruplex or quad and I move in it, live there a year or so, I can then move out and purchase another property or something like that if I want to, but I don't think I will. I think I'll be absolutely done. I'm getting to a point where I definitely don't want to fool with all that anymore. And it was so ironic. One of my friends, I was talking to her about it. She was like, "Why would you leave?" Well, let me not say that. So we went out to eat, and it was a friend of my friend, but it's a pretty decent associate. And she was like, why would you lease? And I could not understand. I don't think I understand the whole judgment thing, whether a person leases or purchases. I feel like you should do what works for you. Like, if renting works for you, rent. If leasing with an option, if a mortgage, because at the end of the day, honestly, no matter which way you go, you have a landlord. It's just what you call that landlord. Your landlord might be a person, Mr. or Mrs. Landlord. Your landlord could be a business or a management company that you know, you write your check through, even though that's really a person at the top of it who has a management company. Your landlord might be the bank. You know, if you're paying a mortgage, your landlord is still the bank. I mean, or if you've paid your house off, and I say off because even if you pay your house off, you still got taxes. So now your landlord is Uncle Sam. Like either way it goes, your landlord is somebody. I don't know. I don't understand judging. Period. Like just live your life, do your thing. Just be happy. Oh, it's not something you would do. You wouldn't lease, you wouldn't rent. Okay, that's fine, but you don't need to look down your nose on someone who does. Oh, you wouldn't rent to Section 8. Like some people were like, yeah, that's what you can expect for Section 8. But I don't think so on that either. I just feel like we got bad deals on that. We were 0 for 4. We got all bad deals. But I still feel like there are people who find themselves in financial straits and problems and things like that that are still good people. Like I have seen some Section 8 houses where the lawn looked great. They took the time to plant flowers and all of that stuff, and that can happen. Still, there are people like that. There are people who own a house and they let that house get run down. So, I mean, it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. You never really know. You just have to vet your tenants and things like that, which is what management companies help do well. But anyway, I just wanted to get on, say hello. I'm sure if you're new here, you've caught on. I am Kymberly. Thank you so much for stopping by my channel. Hopefully you will consider me to be one of your new friends. And as you get to know me through videos and chats and comments and all the things, I can become one of your good friends. And if you're one of my good friends who's already subscribed, thank you so much for checking on me because baby, I'm stressed. This is what's going on. And you would think by now I would be cool with moving, and I'm not. I'm stressed just looking at the mess of it. I'm literally looking at boxes and broken down furniture, no curtains up, and baby, I'm wore out just looking at it. And at first I was thinking, I don't even have a lot to pack, because in my mind I was gonna do the grab and stick it, and nah, it's taking me hours upon hours. I've been listening to my books and things like that. A couple of vlogs here and there have kept me entertained, but yeah, it's more than an ocean. More than a notion. But anyway, with that said, I need to get back to work. I just wanted to get on and tell y'all the moral of the story is do your investigation even with these Groupons, because I guess they out here scamming on Groupon now. I guess everybody's scamming on everything now. Like it's all crazy. People wanting to get their hair braided over the summer. They're looking at styles on Instagram and they're like, oh, okay, that looks good. They're putting down deposits only to find out you are not even in touch with the braider. People are finding pictures of real braiders stuff, making up a fake Instagram page, people paying deposit. Like it's just everywhere you look, there's a scam and a problem. This moving stuff, I am just convinced that's a pretty good scam in business because people need movers. Like me, I looked around, called around, still couldn't find a better deal than that. So now I'm just down to reading the fine print, which you should do anyway. But how many of us, when we're moving, are so busy, we're not really taking the time to do all of that? We're already stressed and trying to do whatever works. So yeah, I would love to just find a reliable, consistent company for all of that. But that not being the case, let me go on and finish up doing what I'm doing and we'll talk some more soon. I'm too disappointed. I'm in the garage right now and this is my mirror. And I broke it and I was transporting it myself just to make sure I didn't break it. You guys were with me when I picked this one out too. This is nice. It makes me think of hotels and things like that. It has much more of a glamorous style than I would ever want. Too masculine. Again, glamorous. Definitely too ornate for my taste. Too barn. We already know that's too glam. I do like the rounded archway effect. The very first house I purchased had archways in the house. Cute little craftsman. I'm just gonna hope that this is the worst thing that happens. Oh, but I hate that it happened. You know what? I don't know if you could tell it by looking at me, but I was pretty tired in this vlog and stressed out because honestly moving just took more out of me than I thought it would. It was a lot dealing with the Groupon mess and just all the things. But anyway, I didn't pick up the camera as much as I would have liked to, but I hope you know my intentions were pure. In any event, I want to thank you for tuning in right here and right now. If you haven't already done so, please click the like button because I promise you I could use some encouragement right now. And if you haven't done so, also subscribe. And I hope to see you next week where I get settled into my new home a little bit more. As I speak, I'm in it right now, surrounded by boxes, and I just need an escape, so I'm going to go to sleep. With that said, thanks again for tuning in and take care.
But she's wondering if it's gonna feel like she's forever. Wondering if it's gonna feel like this whenever she leaves her safe space. She leaves her safe space.